This is the Bayard, a Tier 7 premium French cruiser. At first glance, the Bayard does look a little bit like the Colbert, legendary French cruiser Colbert, and it seemed to have all the same qualities, plus it has the addition of torpedoes. My first look video, I did try to set the Bayard up similar to the Colbert with the same commander, Andre Roux. Since then, though, I have modified that a little bit and think I have a little bit better setup for the ship and the commander, who is Andre Lemonnier now. Base trait is Window of Opportunity, which improves the cruiser's detectability time after firing the main guns. And for inspirations, I have Norman Scott for direct and impact. Cruiser main battery shell grouping is improved, and Yamamoto is a second inspiration for right through. Cruiser's armor-piercing shell penetration multiplier is improved. And then we have Beyond Range for the first skill. Cruiser main battery range is improved by 10%. Igniter is the next skill, improves the chances of the cruiser's HE shells causing a fire. Then we have Punch Through, which improves the cruiser's main battery shell damage and its penetration multiplier. And then finally we have Fixated, which improves the cruiser's main battery shell grouping and its dispersion. And for the legendary skill, I've selected Refill Station. Cruiser's main battery reload time is improved by 5%, and a special effect improves the cruiser's main battery range when you're within 2 kilometers of an allied ship that is at legendary rank 2. Ranking up to legendary rank 4 will increase that range up to 3.5 kilometers. I may also want to experiment with fully packed, which will give an extra consumable and improve the cooldown time. But for the highlight you're going to see, I did select Refill Station. And let's check out the upgrades for the Bayard. First upgrade is Aiming Systems Mod 1. Dispersion of the main battery is improved by 7%. And the secondary battery firing range and its dispersion is 5% respectively. Second upgrade is Propulsion Mod 2. Time taken to reach full power is improved by 50%. And then we have Steering Gears Mod 3 for the third upgrade. Rudder shift time is improved by 40%, and the steering gear repair time is improved by 80%. And then the fourth upgrade is Main Battery Mod 3. Main battery reload time is improved by 12%, and its traverse speed takes a hit at 13%. But the Bayard doesn't seem to have a problem with the guns traversing. The loadout is your normal ammunition, high explosive shells, armor-piercing shells, and unlike the Colbert, the armor-piercing shells do Citadel cruisers pretty readily. And then we have torpedoes that we're going to look at in a second. Consumables is your damage control party. Duration 5 seconds, reloads every 57 seconds, and there is an unlimited number of those consumables. The second consumable is sonar. It's either sonar or the AA consumable, but the sonar will increase the guaranteed acquisition range of enemy ships and torpedoes, and that includes those within the smoke screen. Torpedo detectability range is 3.1 kilometers, ships is 4.4 kilometers, duration is 96 seconds, reloads every 171 seconds, and there are 2 consumables. Fully packed will give you 3. And the next one is the engine boost, which temporarily increases the ship's maximum speed by 20%. Duration is 180 seconds, reload time is 114 seconds, and we have 2 of these consumables. And again, with fully packed, that would go up to 3. Same thing with the main battery reload booster here, and this temporarily reduces the main battery gun reload time. Main battery reload speed is improved by 50%, and this just happens to give you the same reload speed for the main guns as the Colbert, which is quite significant. Duration is 20 seconds, reloads every 142.5 seconds, and there are 2 of those consumables. And then we have the boosters here, but I'm really looking to get the Epic Battle Booster going to fully max out the main battery range. And the ship does come with a Type 9 Premium Permanent Camouflage. Sea detectability and incoming fire dispersion is 4.5% respectively. And the stats. Survivability hit points is 34,700, a little bit lower than the Colbert. Armor is 6 to 120 millimeters, and just like the Colbert, you do not want to get hit. Torpedo damage reduction is pretty much non-existent. Artillery, you have 12 guns. Firing range is 17.9 kilometers, almost 19 kilometers. When you get the legendary skill going, that will go even higher than 18 kilometers. Reload time is 6.3 seconds. Traverse time is 17.2 seconds. HE shells have a maximum damage of 2200 with a 15% chance of setting fire, and you do start fires pretty quick with the Bayard. Armor-piercing shells is 3564, and you do get Citadel hits against cruisers with the Bayard. And we do have secondary armaments which go out to 5.2 kilometers. Shell damage is 1400 with an 8% chance of setting fire. Torpedoes, you have 2 launchers of 3 torpedoes each. They reload every 90 seconds. Maximum damage is 14,833, which is pretty good. Their detectability range is 1.3 kilometers. The torpedo range for the torpedoes themselves is 9 kilometers, and the speed is 60 knots, which is kind of slow actually. And here are your AA defenses. Don't count out the Bayard as far as clearing the sky. I expect the Bayard will do pretty well here. Maneuverability, maximum speed is 35 knots. Turning circle radius is 730 meters, which is a bit worse than the Colbert actually. And maybe that's why this isn't much of an agile cruiser when you set it up for a complete agile build. Rudder shift time here is 5.6 seconds with this build. With the agile build, that goes down right around 3 seconds or so, I believe. As I recall, maybe around 4 seconds. It is a bit quicker here, but in general it didn't really seem to perform like the Colbert as far as an agile cruiser goes. Concealment detectability range by sea is 12.7 kilometers, range by air is 7.9 kilometers, and while firing in the smoke it is 6.7 kilometers. And here is the armor on the Bayard, and there's nothing really good going on here. Armor wise, you got green armor all around. You don't have the 32 millimeter that the Colbert has. And then the Citadel is a stepped Citadel with green armor on the sides, 25 to 26 millimeters, and you will get taken out in a single shot from a Musashi, Yamato, or any other big time battleship that you might run across. So you definitely have to watch it. And I've been playing the ship from cover. Overview. It has an above average maximum movement speed and an above average main battery reload speed. So that is true. Once you get the reloader going, it is, as I said, equivalent to the Colbert reload time. Nimble aim, above average main battery traverse speed will give an edge in close quarters combat, and that is true. I have not had any problems with the main battery traverse speed in spite of that upgrade that we saw. So then the Bayard is a version that constitutes a further development in Cruiser de Grasse's initial design, featuring greater firepower as a result of increasing the number of main turrets to 4. Entered service in 1953, and there was 1 ship in the series. Alright, well that's it for the setup of the ship and the commander. Let's go out in a standard battle and see if we can see any improvements. Right, we're checking out the teams here. We're in the Atlantic. There's a Lightning, only 1 destroyer on each side, but they have a Cleveland, a Kronstadt. So there's only 2 cruisers and a whole bunch of battleships here. So this is definitely a target-rich environment. As I said, we'll be playing from cover in this match, and that's pretty much what you're going to see here. Alright, so because I am in a cruiser, I'm going to close in on this island here, and like I said, I'm going to play behind cover and hope that my team can spot some of the red team, and then we can have some easy targets over the islands and get the reload booster going and get some Colbert rapid fire action going. These guns are pretty similar as far as starting fires. And with the torpedoes, that is that can be a potent situation if you can get in torpedo range of some of these ships here. So we'll be looking to do that a little bit later maybe. And here's this de Grasse, and with the high arcing shells you can easily target red team ships over islands, and there we do start a fire right away on 8 target hits right there out of 12 shells. And then we get another 11 hits. So the ship is very accurate with Luminaire. And we are starting fires extremely quickly, even though we don't really have any enhancements for fire starting capabilities as far as the first skill of the commander goes. So I was really kind of surprised by this, where I had the long range set up for the first skill instead of starting fire, and we are still starting fires pretty quickly here. So this is awesome. And right away, within about a minute and a half, we've got almost 20,000 damage going here. So this is a pretty good showing right from the start. But, you know, I do have to be behind this island. When I was out in the open water with the Bayard, trying to play similarly to how I play with the Colbert, it did not really go that well. I think the longer turning circle radius, the greater turning circle radius was not helping there, and that's why I think the Bayard is not really all that great as an agile build. Cruiser, I may give it another try, but for now I've kind of tried enough, and we're going to go with this. And this is an extremely good score right now. 2.5 minutes in, and we have 35,000 damage pretty much. So this is looking great. We start another fire here. That might be a permafire. Yep, it's going to be going for a little bit. And here's this Massachusetts now. So as I said earlier when we were looking at the ships, this is a target-rich environment, and we're just targeting these guys from behind this cover here, and they sort of do not have a chance. Even though you see the island indicator there, some of the shells are getting above the island, and we still have a shot at the degrosser there. So we're gonna, he's right at our extreme range almost. He's like a half a kilometer to go before he gets out of our range. And here's this Musashi coming around. So we start another fire on that degrosser, and now we're gonna have at it with the Musashi. And there we get, every shell gets a hit, but 7 of them got shattered. 5 of them caused damage, and here's another hit and a fire on this Musashi. So 60,000 damage already, all within 4 minutes. So this is looking like Luminaire is a much better setup for me than Andre Roux was. So already, you know, 4 minutes in, and I'm thinking that this commander setup is a keeper, because this is looking pretty awesome right here. We're up to 70,000 damage, all within 4 minutes. And being behind cover like this, so yeah, okay, so you do have to be in the perfect situation to make this happen, but when you do, I know a lot of people are not thrilled about fire spamming from behind cover, but you know, when you have it in your favor, you kind of have to take advantage of it. I guess I'll put it that way. And those shells did not go over the island right there. So I'm going to try again. Yeah, those didn't make it either. But there are a bunch of ships right here in front of me on the other side of this island. The Kronstadt is kind of out in the open. That's kind of a surprise. I can't really make do with my Kronstadt out in the open like that. So we'll see how it's going to go for him here, but it looks like he's creeping around maybe to try to get a shot at me here. So I am going to back around with my torpedoes and try to start targeting these guys and see what direction they're going in. So there are the Musashi's going forward, and I'm trying to back up to see if I can get in shot over this island here. And there that Musashi took a big time Citadel hit from somebody. But these guys are right in here in A, it looks like. And I'm just going to bide my time. Looks like my teammate got wiped out right there. So that was a bad play on that ship. I'm not really sure what it is. But here's this Musashi. He is in the open. So I'm going to start coming forward here, and that looked like the Kronstadt sneaking around the island right there. So he's going to be in for quite a surprise here in a little bit. But we are just continuing to obliterate the red team with fire after fire after fire here, and this Musashi is just a perfect target. He's should have gotten wiped out there. I'm not really sure what kind of torpedoes those were, but I would have expected that those would have wiped him out. And here the Kronstadt, if you look at the mini-map, he is coming around the island, so I have to start figuring on engaging him and disengage from this Musashi, but it's almost too good of a target to give up. And there is the Kronstadt. So we have the Witherer medal, and we are looking to get into it with this Kronstadt. He does not have torpedoes. We have torpedoes, and we're going to look to make the most of this situation right here. I do know that from my Kronstadt, he can definitely devastate my ship, and I'm kind of expecting that that's exactly what's going to happen here. I do not expect this outcome, but these torpedoes obliterate him with 3 hits. We're up to 131,000 damage, 133,000 damage. So we are definitely taking care of business here with the Bayard with this commander setup. But, you know, you do have to rely on those torpedo hits, it seems like. So that doesn't happen all the time. You have to be in close quarters, and that is kind of dicey because that Kronstadt really could have and possibly should have taken me out, I think. The armor on the Bayard is not that great, as we saw, the 25mm armor. As I said, there's nothing good going on here with the armor. But yeah, I am definitely not going to go out and take the Massachusetts on one-on-one. I'm just going to bide my time here. We are way ahead in the match. Nothing good could come from me going out there and trying to engage in Massachusetts right now like this. So my plan is to just sit here and wait. So yeah, I forgot to mention, I did fire off both of the reload boosters, and that's why some of those ships were getting barraged as quick as they were. And here you can see that the Massachusetts is trying to run. I've got the armor piercing loaded right now, and I've switched to HE. I was trying to see if I can get some Citadel hits on that Kronstadt earlier, but with the torpedoes I didn't need to do that. The torpedoes took care of that business. And the Massachusetts is trying to run, probably a good thing for him. And yeah, we still have a shot at him. And here he is taking a shot at me. I am turning away to minimize my angle. And he missed. So this is the other thing I found, is without the agile build set up here, the Bayard still moves around maybe 80% as good as it did with a total agile build. And what you miss with the agile build is the long range of the main guns, as well as the enhancements, the inspirations for the armor piercing with Yamato and the accuracy of Scott. All right, we got another fire going here. So this guy is in big trouble with all the battle damage that he's taken at this point. I expect that this is pretty much a perma-fire.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
And yeah, easily we're targeting this guy over the island here. And as you can see, the entire match, we pretty much stayed right behind this island here. We didn't travel out into any of the kill boxes that might have been out there. And that's a big problem, is moving too close to the red team and being too aggressive there. So there we do take out the Massachusetts. We just have the aircraft carrier left. We're up to 148,000 damage. So this is a great match so far. And the aircraft carrier got taken out. So the battle is ended. And yeah, so that is a big time improvement. All right, so let's see how we did. 592,000 credits. Wow. Battle performance damage was 148,000 on 231 target hits. That's got to be those reload boosters that's making some of that happen. 3 big-time torpedo hits, 2 destroyed ships, 11 fires. That's almost as good as a Colbert right there. My best amount of fires with the Colbert was 17, so 11 is pretty good. And the Witherer medal. Wow, okay. Let's see how we did on the team result. All right, first place overall in the match. That is a great result. Only 2100 XP, but I expected a little bit more than that. But still, first place overall, you can't complain about that. Let's see how we did on the economy tab. And by the time it was all said and done, we did clear 485,000 credits. All right, well, that's it for the Bayard with Lemonnier as a commander. And if you do happen to get the Bayard, I know it's 17,500 doubloons. Everyone has to make their own choice on that deal. But if you do happen to get the ship, I hope that this video kind of showed you a little bit about what the ship was about. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.